What is up, Miami boys? Okay, so most of you are probably just coming from watching my Week 3 NFL score review and my Week 4 preview and betting preview. So let's get right into the Miami Boyz Dynasty Sleeper Week 3 results. Starting at what was my game of the week, even though some people didn't feel like it was the game of the week, and it did not live up to the game of the week, but in the We're Related Bowl, Goggles got the win over Cheesehead, 257.53. Cheesehead scores 157.67. Let's take a look at the players and let's see who shit the bed. Michael Penix shit the bed with 10.22. Might not be long before Kirk Cousins is your starter. For Cheesehead, Jordan Love shit the bed as well and got 12.47. Devin A-Chain for Goggles, 30.40. Derrick Henry, 19.10. Unacceptable fumbles and only 50 yards for Derrick Henry, which is totally unacceptable. For Goggles, Alvin Kamara got 20.50. That's a good week for him. Ramondre Stevenson with 2 fumbles lost, 12.30. Jamar Chase, 14.50, and that's being nice in a game that was an absolute blowout. Their Goggles, 13.20. T-Mac has been good, but he's got to start getting more yards and get in the end zone. Still not in the end zone. Garrett Wilson, 34.70 on what I feel is a good week as the Jets tried to come back but fell short to the Bucks. Chris Olave, use him while he's healthy, 27.10. Juwan Johnson, who's been a surprise, 23.70. Tyler Higbee with the donut, didn't need him, I guess. Cam Scat, that hurt you there, Cheesehead. Cam Scatterboo, pleasant surprise, 44.50. George Pickens without CeeDee Lamb, 25.70. Mike Evans got you 18.30 before he went out with the hamstring injury there, Goggles. Cooper Kupp, 7.60. That's about all you're going to get out of him every week. Let's be honest here. Tucker Kraft on a bad week, 11.60. Troy Franklin had a bad week and got you 4.20. It was Cortland Sutton's turn this week, so he had to take a back seat. And as I go through this roster, I'm noticing, Goggles, you started three tight ends. You are, oh man, we'll talk about that later. Kyle Pitts, 16.30 in a losing effort. Romeo Doubs, 8.10 on a bad week. Baker Mayfield got Goggles, 32.81. And Jared Goff finished off with 27.90. Kudos to you, Goggles, on the good win. Cheesehead is now 0-3, but I expect Cheesehead to bounce back and get it together. If not, you can come spend some time back at the bottom with me. Next up, my co-game of the week, which these two felt should have been game of the week. You had All Day Cuz losing to Chino, aka I Know Fantasy Jesus, or aka I Made a Deal with the Devil. 327.02 was the score for George. 376.97 was the score for Cheesehead. Let's run through the players and see who put up or shut up in this game. Justin Herbert, who I feel is the front runner for the MVP, put up 34.82. And the second for what I feel is runner-up, Joshua Allen put up 36.83 for Chin Chin. Ashton Genty is a bust so far at 17.80 for you, while Christian McCaffrey, while healthy, because everybody is falling off in the San Francisco 49ers. So count your chickens there, Chino. He had 49.50. Jonathan Taylor doing Jonathan Taylor things with 66. Jordan Mason is now the lead running back, and I don't think we'll let the job go even if Aaron Jones comes back. He had 45.60. Puka Nacua doing Puka Nacua things with 47.70. Ricky Pearsall, is there anyone left? I feel like I'm watching Achilles, in Troy. Is there no one else? 40.90 for Ricky Pearsall. Drake London, bad week. They need to change quarterbacks. 17.30. Jacoby Myers also on a bad week. Tucker got all the love. 16.50. Zach Ertz, why? I don't know, but 12.50. Trey McBride, 24 on what's a bad week for him, with only 5 receptions and 43 yards. Travis Etienne, 20.60, which I feel like is a good week for him. Brock Bowers on an abysmal week at 18.20. Quinshon Judkins had his breakout game, 30.40. Doing Quinshon Judkins things against the Packers. Future looking bright. Jaylen Warren has quietly been consistent this year. I got to give the man his love. The guy has consistently put up points week after week with DK and the wide receivers doing nothing. So Jaylen Warren gets 32.60. Bill in the 3-headed monster system, when Bill is supposed to be the lead back. Still got your 16 with a touchdown, but unless he starts, I think this is going to be the norm for him going forward. Kyron Williams doing Kyron Williams things after that fluke with Blake Corum last week, 48 points. J.K. Dobbins, 27.70 on a good week for him. 21.90 on what I feel is going to be the average for Chuba Hubbard. C.J. Stroud, 36.20 is being nice. That was one of the ugliest games I've ever seen, and I don't know what's going on with him. And Jalen Hurts, 42.94. And he was forced to throw the ball. Didn't want to, was forced to throw the ball. Kudos on your win, Chino. And kudos on being 3-0. George moves to 2-1. Kane's Gang and Mikey. Mikey goes ahead and beats Kane's Gang 260.36. Kane's Gang was able to muster up 249.97. You had Patrick Mahomes for Kane's Gang, 26.18. Mikey got 36.24 from Lamar Jackson, who was sacked 7 times. I don't know why and how that happens. Maybe you need to have a talk with him, because that's unacceptable, Lamar. Bucky Irving doing Bucky Irving things, 39 points. And he's now catching the ball a lot more out of the backfield, which is good. Saquon Barkley with a modest 25.10 in a game where they had to throw a lot. Tony Pollard, a bright spot for Tennessee, who's doing nothing on offense, with 28.70. Jahmyr Gibbs, 51.40. Even though David Montgomery got more yards, Jahmyr Gibbs did his thing. CeeDee Lamb got hurt, gave you 0. Stephon Diggs, you're lucky to get 9 points out of him going forward. Stop it, Mikey. Malik Neighbors on a very bad week, which caused Russell Wilson to get benched, gave you 4.70. Terry McLaurin, before the hamstring injury or whatever injury he got, 19.80. Now you're going to be forced to bench him, Mikey. Mark Andrews came alive and 38.50. Mark Andrews looked like the Mark Andrews from 3 years ago. Jonnu Smith gave you 11.50, which probably is going to be the norm for him going forward. Deebo Samuel on a bad week got 7.80. James Cook, 47 against the tragically bad Dolphins. Zay Flowers, who usually disappears after week 5, decided to disappear starting week 3. He wanted to go on vacation early. 5.80. Joshua Downs, 7.90. Mikey, again, you should be ashamed of yourself. You have 10 times better wide receivers on your bench. Please do a self-reflection. Look at that and maybe start them. Wan'Dale Robinson was doing his thing until Russell Wilson shit the bed. So I expect a bounce back from Wan'Dale Robinson. David Montgomery got your Canes Gang, 54.30. Roma Dunze on what I feel is a bad week for him because he only caught 3 balls, but got you 19.50. Keon Coleman, again, Mikey, see what I just said about the last set of wide receivers, got you 8.20. Dak Prescott got Canes Gang 25.49, and Drake May got 38.22. So kudos to Mikey on the win. Mikey now moves to 3-0. Canes Gang moves to 2-1. Next up, lastly, the toilet bowl game of the week. Myself versus Mervin. Mervin moves to 0-3. I move to 1-2. I pick up the victory. 295.59. Mervin 277.36. Caleb, best game of his life, 64.26. Marcus Mariota got Merv 41.55. Good pickup. Javonte Williams, I finally started him. He got me 27, guys. He got me 27.20. Bijan Robinson, 36.10. In a losing effort, Chase Brown, it's over. 16.10. I may have to start somebody else. Josh Jacobs, 29.40. Amon-Ra got me 30. Jalen Waddle, 21.70 on a good week. JSN doing JSN things, 31.40. Justin Jefferson, 18.20. Jake Ferguson, 43.10. I'll take that going forward since CD is going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. Dallas Goedert on a comeback, 11.80. T. Higgins, unstartable right now, 4.30. Kenneth Walker, 29.90. Brian Thomas, also unstartable, 15.10. Sam Laporta, 16.90. A tight end outscored my wide receiver. Devontae Adams doing Devontae Adams things, 26.70. Should have had more, but he played the Eagles. Mecca Ibuka, 23.10. Harold Fanning, 11.20. DK Metcalf, 15.40. Kyler Murray, 26.23. And Bo Nix, 33.31. Let's go ahead and look at the Week 4 matchups. All right. First up, you have Mikey versus All Day Cuz. This is the game of the week. All Day at 2-1, trying to take down Mikey to move to 3-1. Make Mikey 3-1, or Mikey can take down All Day and be 4-0. Let's see what happens. Let's take a look at who's playing who. For All Day, you have Justin Herbert versus the Giants. Well, you know what? I'm going to go through this, but these lineups can change. So, Justin Herbert versus the Giants. Lamar Jackson versus KC. Jonathan Taylor versus the Rams. Tough one. Saquon Barkley versus Tampa Bay. Trey Benson versus Seattle. Jahmyr Gibbs versus Cleveland. That's a tough one. Puka Nacua versus Indy. Cortland Sutton versus Cincy. Tyreek Hill versus the Jets. Terry McLaurin might not play versus Atlanta. Kincaid versus New Orleans. Hunter Henry versus Carolina. ETN versus San Fran. Tough matchup. James Cook versus New Orleans. Quinshon Judkins versus Detroit. DeAndre Swift versus Las Vegas. Ashton Genty versus the Bears. Wan'Dale Robinson versus the Chargers. J.K. Dobbins versus Cincy. Nico Collins versus Tennessee. Tua Tagovailoa versus the Jets. And Drake May versus Carolina. Goggles versus Merv. Merv trying to get his first win in this Week 4 matchup. Michael Penix, if he plays, versus Washington. Marcus Mariota versus Atlanta. Devin Achane versus the Jets. Bijan Robinson versus Washington. Alvin Kamara versus Buffalo. Josh Jacobs versus Dallas. Jamar Chase versus Denver. Damn. Jalen Waddle versus the Jets. Garrett Wilson versus the Dolphins. Justin Jefferson at Pittsburgh. Jawan Johnson at Buffalo. Dallas Goedert at Tampa Bay. Cam Scatterboo at the Chargers. Kenneth Walker at Arizona. Mike Evans is out. Sam Laporta versus Cleveland. Tucker Kraft versus Dallas. Emeka Ibuka versus Philly. Kyle Pitts versus Washington. DK Metcalf versus Minnesota. Baker Mayfield versus Philly. Bo Nix versus Cincy. Let's not start. Well, you might not have any choice but to start 3 tight ends this week, Goggles, because you just lost Mike Evans. All right, co-game of the week. Canes gang looking to bounce back against Chino and take his undefeated streak away from him. Josh Allen versus New Orleans for Chino. Patrick Mahomes versus Baltimore. Oof, tough one for Canes gang. McCaffrey versus Jacksonville for Chino. Bucky Irvin versus Philly. Another tough one for Canes gang. Jordan Mason versus Pittsburgh. Tony Pollard versus Houston. Ricky Pearsall versus Jacksonville. No CeeDee Lamb. Jacoby Myers versus Chicago. Malik Neighbors versus the Chargers. Trey McBride versus Seattle. Mark Andrews versus Kansas City. Brock Bowers versus Chicago. Deebo Samuel versus Atlanta. Jalen Warren versus Minnesota. Zay Flowers versus KC. Kyron Williams versus Indianapolis. David Montgomery versus Cleveland. Chuba Hubbard versus New England. Romo Dunze versus the Raiders. And Jalen Hurts versus Tampa Bay. Dak Prescott versus Green Bay. And lastly, in the Toilet Bowl, Part 2, the Frog Brothers, myself versus Cheesehead. 1-2 versus 0-3. You have Gala versus Las Vegas. Jordan Love versus Dallas. Javonte versus Green Bay. Derrick Henry versus KC. Chase Brown versus Denver. Ramondre Stevenson, Carolina. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Cleveland. Tet McMillan versus New England. JSN versus Arizona. On Thursday, Chris Olave versus Buffalo. Jake Ferguson versus Green Bay. Cole Kmet versus Las Vegas. T. Higgins versus Denver. Pickens versus Green Bay. Brian Thomas versus San Fran. He won't be starting. Cooper Kupp versus Arizona. Devontae Adams versus Indy. We don't know if Xavier Worthy is playing. Juwan Jennings is out. Harold Fanning versus Detroit. Kyler Murray versus Seattle. And Jared Goff versus Cleveland. There you go. There are your week 4 matchups. Let's go ahead and go over the weekly report. The weekly report is brought to you by Vapor Shark. Go there and get all your vaping needs. Get your e-juice, get your batteries, get your atomizers. Vapor Shark. Hialeah. Best manager, Chino, with 376.97 out of a possible 411.05 fantasy points. Worst manager was Mikey. See what I'm saying? And I didn't even look at the weekly report. 260.36 when he could have had a possible 435.76, and you, Mikey, could have been stud of the week. Biggest blowout, Goggles beating Cheesehead, 257.53 to 157.67, won by 63%. Narrowest victory, shouldn't have been, but Mikey narrowly edges out Canes gang, 260.36 to 249.97 for a winning margin of 4.2%. Had any one of Canes gang's receivers come through, you would have been 2-1 right now. And I'm just telling you this because you're in my division, and I want you to do the best. Highest scorer was Chino. Congratulations, you are stud of the week. The money was sent to Liz. Now you can get that from her and work on your build. Chino highest score at 376.97. Lowest score, Cheesehead at 157.67. I know that's not like you, sir. Hey, trust me, been there, done that. You'll bounce back. You are doormat of the week. Thank you for your payment. Overachiever all day, scoring 327.02 with a total he could have had of 345.32. So he left 5% of that on the bench. So basically put in the best lineup he could. Below expectations is Cheesehead. They expected you to get 276.04, so you left 43% of your points on the bench. I know you will make the adjustments. Quarterback of the week, Caleb Williams, 64.26. Running back of the week, Jonathan Taylor, JT, 66 points. Wide receiver of the week, Puka Nacua, 47.7. Tight end of the week, Jakey Ferguson, 43.1. Quarterback bench warmer of the week, 50.81. Geno Smith on Chino's bench, but he'll never start him in his life. Running back bench warmer of the week, Mervin, let's get it together, man. 49.3 of Amarion Hampton on the bench. Wide receiver bench warmer of the week, Mikey, 60 points from Cortland Sutton on your bench. Tight end bench warmer of the week, Mikey again, almost 50 points, 45.8 from Hunter Henry left on your bench. So there you have it, guys. There's the weekly report. Now we move into the categories. I said I would do it starting week 3. It is week 3, so we're going to go ahead. I got it right here in the categories. All right. Let's go ahead.
The only way to make healthcare better is to keep solving.
All right, let me get everything ready here. And we're going to go into the categories that I love, you love. And we will do this starting now from week 3 till week 14. So let's go ahead and let's start it off. With Fading Falling Fast, you know the 3 F's. You love them. Fading Falling Fast. First off, in Fading Falling Fast, the Bengals offense. Atrocious loss on Sunday. And I hate to say this, no offensive player is fantasy liable, or should I say reliable, for the foreseeable future. If you have no choice, go ahead and start them. But everyone on the Bengals offense should be benched. Brian Thomas and Travis Henry, Fading Falling Fast. Brian Thomas and Travis Henry. I look no further than your passing game coordinator and your offensive coordinator. I don't know what's going on in Jacksonville. I expected better out of the both of you, but both of you suck to the point where you guys are borderline unstartable. Tyreek Hill, you dropped that pass against Buffalo. I know the ball was underthrown. I know Tua has a noodle arm, but you got to make that catch. I expect better out of you. And you should be scoring, especially with a pending divorce and all the money you got to pay out. I expect you to be playing better, especially as a guy who probably wants to be traded. You need to be playing better, but you can only do so much. I totally understand with the quarterback that you have. Calvin Ridley. Change your number to 0. You should change your number to 0 because that's all you do. You have no help. You give no help to Cam Ward. You made my tight end. You made Chiggy relevant again. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Calvin Ridley, fading, falling fast, if not faded away. DK Metcalf, where are you? Besides the one touchdown that you caught in Seattle, like, they didn't sign you for triple digits and millions of dollars for Jaylen Warren to be saving you guys. It's totally unacceptable. Very unacceptable. Packers wide receivers, where are you? Matthew Golden, all you other guys, where are you? Tucker Kraft. That loss to Cleveland was atrocious. Who's going to be the number 1 on this team? Are they waiting until Christian Watson comes back? What are we doing here? This team is, for what your defense is putting out I expect these wide receivers to be 10 times better. Ashton Genty, I don't blame you. The talent is there. It's just that you're on a horrible team with a horrible offensive line and a horrible quarterback. I don't see things getting better for Ashton Genty anytime soon. You're going to have to turn into prime Barry Sanders and make your own way and do things for yourself. And I don't see that happening. I'm sorry to have you put you on this list, but you are on this list. Michael Penis and Drake London. I know that Drake London is a product of Michael Penis. That's why they're grouped together. Those guys are fading, falling fast. Getting blanketed 30-0 in Carolina is unacceptable. Unacceptable. The only person playing on that team is Bijan. And I don't know what's going on. This is supposed to be like a shootout game. And on top of that, a lot of people don't remember this, but Michael Penix can run. He just doesn't choose to. Falcons, disappointment. Ladd McConkey. I don't blame him, but I have to add him to this list of fading, falling fast because of where he was drafted. Ladd McConkey is the third wide receiver on his team, behind Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnson. Keenan Allen found the fountain of youth, and Quentin Johnson has turned into prime Terrell Owens. Come on, man. Ladd McConkey gets about 40 yards, but right now, on what I feel is the best team in the NFL right now, he's not doing Ladd McConkey things. Hopefully he can dig himself out and he can get better as the weeks go along. Marvin Harrison. Maserati Marv is now Mazda Miata Marv. He went from a Maserati to a Mazda Miata. And thank you all day for taking him off of my hands. And now you see what I go through. I'm sorry, what I went through. So, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Travis Kelce. Do you guys remember when Travis Kelce, before the Taylor Swift stuff? Yeah, keep those memories because it's gone. Travis Kelce is borderline unstartable at this point. I don't see it getting better. But if you do own other Chiefs, don't fret because help is on the way. But I don't see Travis Kelce getting any better. And I don't see him getting off this list. To add to the insult of Travis Kelce, Chiefs running every single Kansas City Chiefs running back. Patrick Mahomes is the leading rusher for the team. I know Isaiah Pacheco had a better game this week, but the Chiefs running backs give no help to their quarterback. I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know what's going on with that offensive line, but they're lucky they played the Giants this week. That's all I'm going to say about that. Next up, C.J. Stroud and the Houston offense. You addressed C.J. Stroud not having any wide receivers. You signed Christian Kirk. You drafted Higgins and Noel, and Nico Collins is back healthy. But when you don't have an offensive line to protect the quarterback, you can't use those wide receivers. I don't know what the hell that shit job was at Jacksonville on Sunday, but either you get it together or this season's over for Houston. You know, either no Joe Mixon, no Nick Chubb, it doesn't matter. So, Houston and C.J. Stroud and the Houston offense need to get it together. And last but not least, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, and the Baltimore Ravens. Even though Lamar Jackson threw 3 touchdowns, you can't take 7 sacks. The Baltimore Ravens should be 3-0. What happened to the defense? Lamar Jackson takes 7 sacks, and Derrick Henry for the 3rd straight game fumbled and only gave 50 yards. What are we doing? I know it's only week 3. We're going into week 4. There are time for these things to be fixed, but for the first fading, falling fast, that's what I got, and that's what I see going on with these guys. So, next up, might be time to do risers and fallers. Risers and fallers. I know that we had it in the past, as we had it one for NFL, one for rookies, but we're just going to combine the two. We're going to make it a shorter segment with the risers and fallers. Here are the people that I feel that are rising up the ranks going into week 4, and here are the people I feel that are falling down the ranks and going into week 4. First riser on the list, Jordan Mason. Hell of a performance on Sunday. Don't see him losing the job even when Aaron Jones comes back. I think that he will be the bell cow and Aaron Jones will be like the third down back and probably get the catches. Ashton Genty falling. He's a faller. See what I said about him and fading, falling fast. No offensive line, bad team, bad quarterback play. Bill, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, the biggest hype of the fantasy football season in 600 years. It's not his fault. They lie to you all week. Say he's practicing with the first team. They love him. This, that. And then come in the game, he's the third string running back behind Christian Rodriguez and Jeremy McNichols. Make it make sense, DC. Make it make sense. Falling fast. Again, Bengals offense. Everybody. Bengals offense as a whole. Everybody. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. Unstartable. All of them. Justin Jefferson. I know it's not him, but he used to be quarterback proof. Now, he's not quarterback proof anymore. The quarterbacks suck and they don't look for him. I hope that he gets off this list and hopefully with Jordan Addison coming back from the drunken suspension, he gets better. Risers. Indianapolis, the whole Indianapolis offense. Risers. Indiana Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Warren, Josh Downs, Alec Pierce. Everybody is startable on that offense. Definitely risers. Looking for it. They look fun. I'm happy for Indiana Jones. Let's see what they do next week. Quinshon Judkins, riser. Got out of paid the girl off, signed his contract, and has been gangbusters ever since. Limited his carries last week. This week he was unleashed over 30 points. We'll continue to go forward. Won't look back. Good every week going forward right now. And only will get better when the Browns get most of their offensive linemen back. Emeka Egbuka, you are the wide receiver one now that Mike Evans has gone out. Hopefully they get Chris Godwin back. You probably start getting double team now. Unless they move you around, put you in the slot. They need to move you all over the field. But has been good to go for these past 3 weeks. Definitely a riser. I hate to say this, but Trey Tucker, riser. He's basically the forgotten man. And after the performance that you put on last week, I'm going to put you as a minimal riser. I had to add him to the list. It's only being fair. He did have 2 out of the 3 weeks now. He had good games. And we are talking about risers and fallers. So, Ricky Pearsall, you're all they got, man. You're a riser. Your numbers should continue to go up every week because you're all they got. Marvin Harrison, faller. See what I said in fading, falling fast? I don't want to even talk about him. Travis Kelce, see what I said in fading, falling fast? Garbage. Riser, Cam Scatterbo. Looks like he's taking over that starting running back spot, and it doesn't look like he's giving it back. With the dislocated shoulder to Tracy, I think he starts for the rest of the year, and I think that he's defense proof because he can catch, and he's so low to the ground that tacklers don't get him down on the first tackle. He's definitely a riser in my books. And the last, it hurts my heart to say this, but the last faller in the risers and faller list is Brian Thomas. Don't know what's wrong with him. I hope for my sake that he gets his powers back, but right now I'm a realist and I don't see it, and he's falling fast. He went from a league winner to unable to basically catch a pass. So it's unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. So next up, I know it's only week 3 going into week 4, but here, as you all know, is my make a trade and save your season suggestions for week 3 going into week 4. So I'm going to give you the name of the person, the name of the team, and what I feel as the Commish that they need help on. First up, Cheesehead. Needs wide receiver help. No backup quarterback. Got to make the adjustment, Cheese. You're 0-3. You need a little wide receiver help. Need a little quarterback help. You might need to make a trade to start saving what's left of your season. Merv, you need. I know you're the quiet assassin, and I know you made it to the playoffs last year, but you need some quarterback help, bud. You get a little help with Glock Purdy coming back, but you need some quarterback help. You might need to make a trade for a quarterback. Reach out to some people. Me, I know I'll never get it, but I had to put myself on this list because I am struggling and I need running back help. But I know I won't get it, so it's no need to even throw it out there to make a trade. And Goggles. Besides not starting Keenan Allen, starting 3 tight ends, your backup quarterbacks aren't very good. You might need to make a trade for a backup quarterback and some wide receiver help because I've never seen anybody just start 3 tight ends like that. So, I don't know. Those are my suggestions for make a trade and save your season, but it's very, very minute, guys, because we are going into week 4. But remember, if you remember last year's playoffs, people made it in with 6 to 7 losses. So some of us are already at 3, and some of us are already at 2. So let's see what happens here. All right, so there you have it. We are now going into one of our favorite segments here. And we all know what that is.
Against Coach for the 2 fumbles. What do you see about the Bears? We shut them down that way.
No, we just the Bears are what we thought they were. What we thought they were. We played them in preseason. Who the hell takes a 3rd game in a preseason like it's bull? We played them in the 3rd game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are what we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
As always, shout out to the late, great Denny Green for that soundbite there. You are who we thought you were has made its return in week 5 and year 5 of Miami Boyz. You are who we thought you were. Week 3 edition, Mikey. Kudos to you, 3-0, and that's with not setting the proper lineup and leaving a lot of points on the bench. You, my friend, I want you to do one thing for me. You got a little of the mojo off of Jimmy Johnson's boat. I want you to go play the lotto, play Powerball, play Mega Millions, and buy some scratch offs. And if you don't know how to bet or make a bet on Hard Rock, I'll walk you through it. But right now, the luck that you have on your side, we need it to rub off on all of us. So go do that for us, or whatever. Go do all that. But you are who we thought you were. You made a strong push last year. You made it to the playoffs, and now you're starting out 3-0 when a lot of people didn't think that you'd make it at 3-0 because you had a horrible draft that ended up working out for you while you were out in the Keys with the fam. So Mikey at 3-0, kudos. You are who we thought you were. Next up, Chino. You are who we thought you were as a former champion in this league. You are 3-0. You are kicking ass and taking names with your 2 quarterbacks and your tight ends. And Jordan Mason now adds a little fire to the team that is already on fire. So kudos to you, sir. Congratulations on being stud of the week. You are who we thought you were. And lastly, my dog, George. Even though you lost to Chino, your scores would have beaten anybody else yesterday. You are who we thought you were. You are also a former champion in this league. And Your team is not playing like it, especially after the abysmal season that got you all those draft picks last year. Way to turn it back around and get back in the good graces of the fantasy gods and get back to who we thought you were. So there you have it. There you have it for the segment. You are who we thought you were.
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
We'll see you next week for another segment of You Are Who We Thought You Were. And lastly. Such a long way down. But you know what? It's only week 3. Going into week 4, we can pull ourselves back up. But oh, how the mighty have fallen. Week 3 edition for year 5 of Miami Boyz Fantasy. There are 2 people on the list. The first one is Goggles. Not the best way to start out, champ. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. No Jamar Chase. Basically in poverty right now. You had to beat your kinfolk to get your first win. So that's not saying much because Cheesehead's 0-3. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. You are the champion of this league. And you know, right now it's not looking good. I mean, right now it's not looking too good. We're playing the sad violin right now, especially when the champion of this league is starting three tight ends. 3 tight ends. You still got time to get it together, champ. But you are on the edition of Oh How the Mighty Have Fallen. Because right now it's still early, but you're the first contestant. Next up, another shitty performance of somebody who made it to the championship, myself. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. The mighty that reached the championship game got, my first win, but team is shit. Brian Thomas is shit. Isaiah Pacheco is shit. T. Higgins is shit. Breece Hall. Pacheco. Kyler Murray. We could go on and on in regards to this, but at least I wasn't doormat this week, but I got that going for me. But right now, I'm going to put the most competitive team I can put, but right now it's not looking too good for your boy. It's not looking too good, so had to put myself on this list, and I don't know. It's hard to say, oh, how the mighty have fallen. It's hard to be back in the bottom when you've tasted victory, but right now it just feels like deja vu all over again to be back in the bottom. It's not time to hit the panic button yet. We still have a lot of weeks to go, so hopefully I can dig myself out. But right now, it is only myself and Goggles on The Mighty Have Fallen. So there you go, fellas. There is your week 3 Miami Boyz update. Let's have a successful week 4. And, again, where is it? Is it there? Or? Oh, yeah, there we go. Let's have a successful week 4. Let's get ready for Thursday night versus Seattle versus Carolina. Seattle versus Arizona. Successful Thursday game with a lot of points. Okay. Again, Cheesehead, thank you for your payment. Sorry that you are doormat of the week. And again, Chino, you have been sent your stud of the week payment. So go ahead and tell Liz. Oh, wait. Tell Liz.
Tell him to bring me my money.
You guys have a good one. I'm out.